but we had a problem with the public notice. So we will be having a called meeting on February the 25th for another public hearing and the second reading on the ordinance. I had intended to allow anybody who showed up tonight to speak on the at the public hearing, even though we were going to have another one, but it doesn't appear that anybody's here. Is that correct?
Yes, nobody's here.
Okay.
Nobody's here for the public meeting anyway.
Mayor Mike French, can I speak?
You can.
Okay. As a citizen living on Jerningan Drive, all I want to say is the traffic has picked up a lot since I have moved here 30 years ago. And I think at some point we're going to need a light at Jerningan and 64. I mean, you can sit down there for 4 or 5 minutes waiting to get out because of the traffic. And I'm not against this, but I just want to make that clear right there. And I would really like to see sidewalks on at least one side of Jerningan Drive.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I agree with both of those statements for sure.
Mayor, we had someone else come in. I don't, Carol George.
Yes.
Right.
Hi. I'm
Hello,
here with
Carol.
I'm here with Salem White.
That's what you do. You click on open up Zoom.
Okay. Glad to have you with us. The public
Thank you.
hearing is open if y'all would like to speak to the ordinance.
We have a few concerns. One is from the minutes of the Planning Commission meeting, under the second whereas, it said this proposal met the adopted development goals. So what are the adopted development goals for Somerville?
Okay. I don't know that there is a formal goal that met. I mean, it would certainly meet the plan, our plans, which are substantially old, but I don't know, Bob, do you know why there would be, why it would say meet the goal?
No, sir, I did not notice that it even had that in there. Where did you see that?
In the last planning zoning meeting. I looked today. It was under the second whereas they adopted the minutes from the meeting before that. And that was one of the things they adopted. It was from the public zoning hearing, I think, or something. It was online. It was on the website. I just went to agendas and
What day were those minutes on?
I think it was, I didn't write the date down. It was their last meeting. I don't know if that was yesterday or
On the 26th?
maybe.
On the 26th.
It was the second, there's a first whereas and second
I'm looking
whereas.
at it. Yes, ma'am. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. You
Oh, you're
found it.
looking at I'm sorry, ma'am. You're looking at a draft of our ordinance is what you're looking at.
Okay.
So that's not exactly what was approved by the board. That would be approved as a second reading for this
Development.
development. Yes, ma'am. So I think basically what it means is that it's contiguous to other properties that have similar zoning or the same zoning. So if you look at that area right there, you can see, I'll put it up on the screen. I don't know if you have video or not.
Yeah, we're looking at that.
Yeah, you can see the video right now. Okay, so you can see down here, these are other apartment complexes right here.
We
And-
know it's there. We've
Yeah.
been in.
Yes, and there's another, well, I'm sorry. And right here on the 41, there's, even though it doesn't call it out here, there is another apartment complex on there and across the street. So you can see all these various apartments that are right in the same area. So it's
Okay.
contiguous to other properties, but you're actually looking at what would be the ordinance that we would be approving. So
Okay.
that's where that language is. It's not in the actual minutes of the planning commission meeting. It's in the packet of the planning commission meeting.
So
So,
it's just informative. Yeah.
pardon me.
Okay.
Yes, it was a review of the ordinance that's going to be coming up. Well, for review at for the second reading.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the other concerns we had were, this sounds like a pretty large development, 60, wasn't it 60 apartments?
Yeah, between 56 and 64 apartments.
Okay, so that's
So
at
either
least,
56 or 64.
okay, that's at least 60 residents. Or it could be 120, or it could be 380, depending on how many are living in each apartment.
Right.
I mean, it could just snowball. That's a lot of traffic and no
Well,
light.
Yes,
out
ma'am.
there.
It's the same size as I think the other, that the turn row apartments that we just built a couple of years ago. They're the
Mhm.
same, that's the same amount they built 56 that year,
But you're
2 years ago.
more traffic, either
Yes, ma'am.
on Jernigan or the road they build out past the co-op.
Yeah, I don't think they're planning to go out that way at all. They're only going to have one entrance, which is going to be on Jernigan. Yes. Somebody talking?
Our
Sorry.
concern is there, with the traffic and infrastructure. That's a lot of water. That's a lot of electricity. That's a lot of gas drain on our.
Yeah, there won't be any gas there. It's all electric heat. There won't be any gas on the site. So it's water and sewer.
Well, I already don't have.
So how is our water system going to handle all that when we have poor water pressure sometimes now?
Well, the water pressure really doesn't have anything to do with the amount of water in our water system. It has to do with how close you are to the water tank. And the water tank levels
Blocks.
create the difference. Pardon me?
I'm 2 blocks, 2 or 3 blocks from the water.
Yeah, me
tank.
too. So my water pressure rips my hair off when I take a shower in the morning, just about. So I don't know why you guys don't have any water pressure over there, but if you send us your your address of your home, we can go maybe take a look and see if there's something going on there.
Oh,
But-
no. Well, sometimes it's like they were recently, doing maintenance.
Yes. Oh, yeah. When we were cleaning the water tank. Yes.
Warned about that.
Yeah.
But we're concerned that that's adding a huge volume of showers and laundry and cooking and using a lot of water. So how is the infrastructure going to handle that additional?
Well,
That won't be any problem.
Yes, it's not that much water.
We won't have any problems at all with handling that.
Yes.
Okay, what about, I'm looking at my list. They're being built for working people. Are they income qualified apartments?
So, Mr. Pope, you can maybe answer that question.
Sure, they're tax credit funded, and part of the agreement, the simplest way I can describe it, if we were to build a conventional apartment complex, rents are going to be in the neighborhood to $1,000 to $12,000. I'm sorry, $1,000 to $1,200 a unit, and most people can't afford to pay that much in rent. And so what we do is we apply to the state for tax credits, and we are awarded tax credits. We're to put into the deal as equity, and that allows us to charge rents that are going to be more affordable to the tenant. And the rents there are going to be in the range of $600 plus a unit. By doing that, by giving us those fundings, we agreed to rent those units to lower income families that are making, there's a sliding scale, but it's 60% of the area median income is the target. And
Yeah, not 30. Okay.
say it again.
60% of the medium income.
Well, that's one of it. Then there's it's a sliding scale. It could go down to 40 to 50. If we do what's called income averaging, we can go up as high as 80. And we're working through all that right now to see how it's best to structure out or as far as our application. But But what you will get, you'll get a quality apartment complex, a very nice apartment complex for people that are out working that have jobs and but they can't afford the high rent. They can't afford to go out and buy a home.
So where are these people going to work?
You know, from our study, there's the unemployment in your areas is low, and so that's telling me that, and there's not many houses, apartment houses available in your market, and so there's a need for housing in your market. I think that's pretty
Not
clear.
many jobs available either. That's why we have
Okay, all right.
everybody's.
Ms. George, the purpose of the public hearing is for you to make, it's not really a debate. It's for you to make comments or other people to make comments to the board, but it's not really a situation where we have a debate about anything.
Well, we had just made a list of our concerns. I realize it's not a debate. The only
Ma'am?
other we had on the list were police and fire. Is it going to require us to have more police and more fire to cover this huge complex?
No, ma'am, it will not.
Okay. So what happens now? When is there, when is it determined?
The board will hold a special meeting on February the 25th at 7 o'clock, which we will have another public hearing because the public hearing tonight, the notice wasn't quite right. So we will have another public hearing and a final reading on February the 25th. At that point, the board will decide whether to rezone the 3 parcels. If it is rezoned that night, then Mr. Pope will be making his application, I believe, later in March with the state. And then I believe he told us he would find out in September or October whether it would be funded or not.
It's probably more like we're hoping July.
Okay,
July.
July then. Okay. So that's the way it would work.
So, and there would be an on-site management?
Yes, tell you a little bit about our company. We will be the owner, the developer, the contractor, and the ongoing management company. We do it all, and so we'll own this property for a very long time. And you know, we're a for-profit developer, and the key to the success of a property like this is management, as any apartment complex. So we're going to manage it well because we want it to perform well, and if it performs well, then we're going to benefit from it. So you're going to have our own in-house management company. We manage over 90 properties all across the Southeast.
Okay, because we were just concerned if it was going to be somebody in Georgia.
Somebody in Georgia. Well, our company is based in Alabama. We're in North Alabama.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's right.
But we manage. We'll have on-site management, and then we'll have a regional manager that will oversee the on-site manager that's in the area as well. But we've got a number of properties across Tennessee. I think the closest one we have to this property is in Savannah. We also have properties in Milan and Paris, Fayetteville. I'm trying to think of towns on the the western side of the state. But we have properties all across the state.
So we're hoping that having this nice complex is going to draw businesses for these people to work at.
Well, actually, right now, Memphis Contract Packaging is expanding pretty rapidly. There's going to be jobs around right now. They're already looking for people.
Okay,
So,
well, that's convenient. That's close.
it's right there across the street. They could actually walk across the street if they got a job there at the Pomida. And then, of course, they're on Ballpark Road too. But yeah.
Well, and when they begin this construction and they have all this construction traffic going up and down Jernigan, are they going to be responsible for maintaining that road?
Yes, ma'am. That would be in any case, we will handle that as the city. We
Good.
we have lots of construction going on right now in the city, and as far as I know, it hasn't caused any problem. Well, there's a problem in one subdivision, but there's no way around it. There's a little mud on the street, but luckily
Yeah,
there's not a
usually in the
lot.
subdivisions is after it's all done and sold out and then the builder leaves. That's the problem they have there. Well, this has been very informative. Do you have any more questions?
No, that's good. You covered it. I think.
Can we zoom into the meeting on the 25th?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this has really been informative. I've learned a lot. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome to attend any and all of our meetings. Hopefully at some point we will be going back to in person, but until we do, you're certainly welcome to be on Zoom for all of our meetings.
Have you had input from other residents on Jernigan?
Not that I'm aware of.
See, we were kind of concerned because of a situation now with the Zoom. There are a lot of people that don't have that capability or know how to do it, to have an input. You know, since we aren't being able to meet in person, some of the, especially the older residents, may not even have computer access. You know, they're being totally left out.
Well, if they will let us know, certainly we put it out. We send out a newsletter with what, 1,200 different email addresses.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
We publish it in the paper.
And there's also a phone number that you can call in.
This will be published in the paper 2 times by the city. And then of course, in the articles that have been in the paper, one a front page article. And so if anybody wants to comment, they certainly can call City Hall. And if they are not comfortable on Zoom, we will take their written comments and read them in the record. So
okay, that sounds good.
We're not trying to, I mean, we want this to be known. There's a sign on the property, is there not?
Yeah, it's really hard. It's hard for you all, you know, this day and time to communicate. You're doing the best you can, I guess.
I hope so.
We found out about it, so it's working.
Did we put a sign on the property?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have a sign on the property. It's been on the front page of the Falcon. It's on our website. We send it out in those notices to 1,200 different email addresses. I mean, we're doing everything we can to get the word out on everything we do, not just this, but everything.
And congratulations on the museum. We're looking forward to that.
Well, thank you. And did y'all get our email notices that Mindy sends out a couple of times a week?
Yes, we do.
Okay, well, good.
Well,
So
thank you.
Mayor, I just wanted to say for your reference, Carol, that the next meeting will be a different Zoom number, okay? And there'll be a different telephone number. Well, the same telephone number, but a different ID number and all that stuff for the next meeting. So people can actually call in on their cell phone. They don't have to have a computer. They can just call in on their cell phone. They won't get the video, but they'll be able to talk anyway.
Okay.
So-
Well, if I talk to anybody that's concerned, I'll tell them they can do that.
Okay.
Are you on our list to be automatically notified of all our meetings with the Zoom address?
Yes, we get that.
Okay.
I think it was, in the email, there was a link. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Should be a link, and you should have a copy of the agenda and everything, all the documents that the board has.
Yes.
So we're trying to be as open as we can. And if you see something that we're not, please let us know and we'll try to fix it.
Yeah, we were concerned about the infrastructure and stuff. So that, as long as that's covered, we're okay.
That won't be a problem.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Do we have anybody else, Bob?
No, sir. Nobody else has come on.
Okay. Since there's not anybody else, we will declare the public hearing closed. And of course, we can't vote tonight on the ordinance, but we will do that on February the 25th at 7 o'clock. Mr. Pope, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you very, very much for doing this. We look forward to the 25th, and we're excited about the possibility of coming to your city. So anxious to see how this works out.
Okay, well, thank you. Second item, let's see, approval of the board minutes. The board has had the minutes since the packet came out. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? If not, they stand approved. Yes, ma'am?
I was thinking that we went ahead and said, talked about Jeep hiring 3. I mean, I know we talked about it, but it says 2 in the minutes.
Does it say 2 or
Didn't
3?
you- It says 2, and I thought we okayed 3. Is that not right?
Okay,
So
so
we just,
yeah, that was a
we-
copy from, I just take our agenda and copy it right to the workshop. So
Uh-huh.
it originally said 2 in the agenda.
we don't take any votes or make any decisions on the workshop. So the attorneys have recommended that we just publish the agenda as the minutes.
Uh-huh.
Because we
Okay.
actually do not make any decisions. So for the minutes, all we do is we publish the agenda of the workshop.
Okay. I got
And
it.
then we have it on the agenda then later. I think it's listed as 3 on the agenda for tonight.
Yeah,
Okay,
2 or
great.
3. Sure.
Okay. Are there any other questions on the minutes? Okay, they stand approved as written. Do we have any people from the community that wanted to address the board tonight? Do we have anybody else, Bob? That's
No, sir,
on?
there's nobody else.
Okay.
Carol's still on there if she wants to address the board.
This thing, it's kind of fun just to listen in.
Oh, good.
And I don't know how to get out.
That's okay, you can stay.
Until the meeting ends, then I know I'll get kicked out.
But I'll kick everybody off at the same time, so you'll be out.
Okay.
All right, we had on the agenda, it's 8.1, the presentation, but I'm not aware of any presentation I'm supposed
That's
to
a
make
copy
tonight.
and paste error. Sorry, Mayor.
Okay. 9.1 is the consent agenda. Does anybody wish to have anything pulled off the consent agenda for discussion? If no one wants anything pulled off, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Lofties has joined us. Good.
Yeah, I meant to tell you that, sorry.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Please take the roll.
Judy? Colin?
Aye.
James?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Sandra?
Aye.
Ronnie?
Aye.
Mayor, sorry.
Motion passes to approve the consent agenda. 9.2, a motion to adopt ordinance 2021-003, an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2021 budget on second reading. Bob?
Yes, sir. This is, I didn't make any amendments this last week. I did leave in what I amended from the previous reading. That's still highlighted. I will unhighlight that, of course. But it's still exactly what we looked at last week. There's no new information on there. So this will alleviate the problems in the general fund with the budget.
Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2021-003 on second reading?
I move.
So moved.
Okay. Is there a second? Sandra, you second?
Am I second? Okay.
Yes. Yes, James had already.
Oh, sorry, James. Okay, I'll second it.
Okay. All right, it's been moved and seconded to adopt ordinance 2021-003. Is there any discussion? If not, if you would call the roll.
Okay, Colin, Mike,
Why doesn't it say that?
Sandra,
Aye.
You need to accept.
James,
Her car does
Aye.
not light up. It's not like yours, huh? No. Okay.
hang on a second.
Dirty windshield. No. Follow this guy out of here. Okay.
I don't know what's going on here, but
Hopefully he does.
thought it was Carol, but it's not Carol.
Oh my God, Judy, how do you see?
Judy.
It's Judy.
Oh, sorry.
Judy is an I.
Okay, Judy. And Mayor.
Aye.
Bob, you did not call Mike French's name.
Mike French.
Aye.
Sorry, I tried to call. I got interrupted. Sorry, Mike.
Okay, the vote is 7-0. The motion ordinance passes on final reading. Now I've lost my place again. Okay.
Sorry.
9.3, a motion to create 3 new positions in Public Works Department. Bob
Yes,
or Jeep,
discussed-
do you want
Yes,
to
sir. We
address
discussed
that?
this last week. We discussed this last week, and it was decided that since we were going to maybe ask for a third one in July anyway, that we go ahead and start working on that now. So I think that's what we discussed. If anybody, Jeep is here if we have any questions.
I have a question.
Yes, sir. Well, wait, we need a motion first.
Motion.
Does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make the
So
motion.
moved.
I'll
Okay,
second,
and
I'll second it.
Okay.
been moved and seconded to create 3 new positions in Public Works Department. Mr. French.
Thank you, Mayor. Bob, how will these be paid? All out of gas or how? do
No,
you
sir.
propose?
It's going to be split between water and sewer and gas. It will be a lot of gas because there's a couple of gas guys in there that their jobs are mainly going to be in the gas department. But it'll be in the maintenance department, gas and sewer. So it'll be split across the funds, not evenly, but split across the funds.
Do you think it mostly, I mean, the majority of it will be out of gas?
Yes, sir. I believe so.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, is there any other discussion? You would call the roll?
Colin. Mike,
Aye.
Judy,
I.
Sandra,
Aye.
James,
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Motion passes. 9.4, a motion to hire Birmingham Cabinets to build the new front counters. I had a discussion with Bob this afternoon, and we've decided we need to put that off for a month to look at some things.
Tomorrow.
So if that's all right with everyone, we will skip over that item and take it up probably at the next workshop. 9.5, discuss the agenda for the annual board retreat. Has everybody had a chance to look over that agenda, proposed agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
So are there comments, things you want added, things you want taken off, anything like that?
Mayor, are we gonna have a facilitator or are we just gonna do it on our own?
We've discussed that, and what do y'all think? What do you think?
I don't, who can you get? I don't know. You know.
Well, there are, of course, we used Charlie last year. We've used Rick Masson in the past. Seems like we've had somebody else too. Who else have we had, Bob?
We had a woman that Austin hired for the first or second retreat. I don't remember her name anymore. I think Rick and Charlie. I'm trying to think if there was another one in there, Mayor. I can't remember.
I don't think there was. Didn't we skip a couple of years between
Yes, sir.
Rick and Charlie?
Yes, between
So-
Rick and Charlie, we skipped 1 or 2 years in there.
Mayor, what about having Bob check with Marlon Mosby?
That'd be fine with me.
I also was planning on maybe inviting Andy to talk about the museum if he wanted to, and for free, hopefully.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. And I don't know if we're going to get in, how far we're going to get in the weeds with the treatment plants and all that stuff and gas projects, but maybe Alton might be there in the afternoon. I don't know. If it's on Zoom, it's going to be a lot easier for these people to attend. It might be, we might be brain dead by 1:30 in the afternoon, but they'd be able to get there without much of a problem. But that's kind of what I was thinking, inviting a few participants to talk about a few different things. And, we could do that. And if we'd like to have Marlon there, that'd be fine. I'll call Marlon.
Well, if we're
Marlon-
there in person, we
Yes,
could
sir.
still invite like Alton over
Yes, sir.
Zoom.
Yes. Yes. I told him we could probably figure out that accommodation.
Well, with those two big screens in that room, I mean,
Yes.
we could easily see him. Now, I don't know how he wouldn't be able to see the board, but we could easily see him.
Yes, sir.
So do you want to talk with Marlon about that? What does anybody else think? What do y'all think about that?
I don't mind having any of those. I think they'd all be real good. But sometimes I think we just need to talk ourselves and get our own opinions on things a little more like a conversation among us. I mean, I guess we could have both, but I don't know.
Well, you're right. I mean, I've always told our facilitators that their main job was to make sure I didn't do all the talking and tell me to be quiet every once in a while. So
I think
If Marlon-
Marlon is
if
real
Sorry, go
good.
ahead.
Judy, you're fading out. Can you
I'm
try
sorry,
that again, Judy?
I'm in a parking garage. I think Marlon Mosby is good for information anytime. Y'all hear me?
We
Yes.
did that time, yes.
Okay, good. Okay. That was just my input.
I mean, I guess if we had somebody on Zoom or whatever, if they just stayed an hour or so, we'd have plenty of time to do our talking. We don't need somebody that's going to come and be there all day, do we?
Well, no, I think we were talking about the folks on Zoom would be like
Right.
Andy for the museum and Alton for the utilities
Right.
part. Of course, if Marlon was going to facilitate the entire thing, he would be in the room with us.
Mhm. Well, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I was just throwing out a thought. I
Well,
want us to be able to
usually,
talk.
right, but usually a facilitator that their purpose is to just keep things on track,
Right.
and so I think we could do that with Marlon if he would.
If he's
He's
interested.
interested in doing it. He might not even be interested in it.
Well, Mayor, even his knowledge is so
Oh,
great
I know.
as far as
know.
municipal governments are concerned, and
No, I have no problem with Marlon at all. He would be really good if we can get him.
Okay. All right, Bob, if you would contact Marlon then and see if
Yes,
he
sir.
is interested in attending and,
Yep. I'll talk to him tomorrow.
okay.
if he wouldn't want to facilitate, if it could just come for, half
And
of the day
discuss.
or whatever.
Yes,
Yeah.
discuss. Yeah, especially during the, the utility portion of that, he would be a big help there probably.
Correct. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is your spot,
Yeah,
right?
that's my spot.
Can I park there?
Mhm.
No.
Judy,
Pull
did you
over.
find your spot?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get a,
Don't forget to give her a tip now.
I'm sorry.
9.6, discuss a name for the new fire station and the old fire station
Well,
on Watson Drive.
so these are the list of names, these great names that I came up with, Mayor. I don't know. I always refer to the other fire station as the Watson Drive Fire Station. That's rather than Fire Station number 2 or Somerville Fire Station number 2.
And you said we needed to do this. Why?
Well, they're designing the sign,
Okay.
so they kind of would like to know what we're going to maybe call it so they can design the sign correctly. So I was wondering if East Street Fire Station and Watson Drive Fire Station kind of worked.
No, I don't like that.
Okay.
How about just the bottom one, Town of Somerville Fire Station number 1 and number 2?
I
Or is
like
that
that one
not
too,
telling
Sandra.
enough?
I like that one too, Sandra. On the Watson Drive, did not Mr. Watson, who was the Karcher's grandfather, donate that land?
I
Yes.
think so.
Okay. Should we not have his name on it? The whatever, I don't remember his first name. Watson Fire
Ray
Station
Watson,
number
I'm sure.
2.
I'm sure it was Ray Watson. That's the name of the street.
Okay, Ray Watson, Somerville Fire Station number 2. That's just a suggestion.
All right. Well, we just need the one on East Street, the new one named right now. So let us do some research on that. But does somebody want to make a motion? Town of Somerville Fire Station number 1.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Is there? All right. It's been moved and seconded to adopt Town of Somerville Fire Station number 1 as the official name of the new station. Is there any discussion? If you'd call the roll.
Yes, sir. Judy. Colin. James. Mike. Sandra. Mayor.
So the motion is adopted. It's the Town of Somerville Fire Station number 1.
Yes, sir.
We will do some research on that other and bring that back to you.
And this is going to be number 1.
9.7, a Fair Theater update.
So I talked to one of the people from Star, and they're going back to their board to see exactly, we kind of talked about doing 200 and lowering the rent to 200, but also having availability and then having a 3-year lease rather than a 5-year lease. So they're going back. He went back to their board. I want and get them approval from their board first before we bring it back to us. So I'll wait till he gets back in touch with us.
Okay.
But the lease is up on the 31st of March.
Okay. Number 10, is there any unfinished business? Number 11.1, review the quote for phase 3 of the cemetery rehabilitation project.
Yes, sir. So we've been working on the cemetery a little at a time. This would be phase 3, repairing and fixing and cleaning up the list here of headstones and obelisks. And you can see it, some of it's still in pretty bad shape, including Jeep's shoes over here, I guess. And there's that needs to be fixed. Anyway, this would be the third one, the third and last one. And then after that would be figuring out what we can do with those mausoleums over there that are in pretty horrible shape.
That's the can off.
Yeah, so this would be $1,650 for phase 3.
Okay, is there a motion?
I
I
make a
move.
motion. Okay,
Okay,
I'll second.
okay.
made
James,
the-
did you make the motion?
Yes.
I think he did.
Sandra,
Uh-huh.
second. Okay.
I didn't hear it. Thank you.
Been moved and seconded to accept the quote for phase 3 of the cemetery rehabilitation project. Is there any discussion? You'd call the roll.
Mike,
Aye.
Colin,
Aye.
Judy,
Aye.
James,
Aye.
Sandra,
Aye.
Mayor.
Aye. Motion passes. 11.2 is just an announcement that we will have a special called meeting on February the 25th at 7 o'clock and another public hearing on the rezoning. And then we will also have a second. We'll also consider the rezoning ordinance on the second and final hearing at that time. Is there anything else to come before the board? If not, we stand adjourned.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
All right.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
You.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Night.
y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.